Hi, this is Dean and welcome to a weekly blog. I'm sitting here in my car. I'm not driving. I got a little heat from that last infomercial while I was driving, but I figured, hey, it would get people to stop the channel. If they stop the channel, got my book, then we could get them to affect their lives in a positive way. And I thought it was pretty great. I got a new show, new book coming out. But hey, here's what I want to talk about. Today I'm in my car because I don't have time to go to the studio to do a blog for you. I got to go to a meeting and I'm running around all week. I've been traveling this week on business. And here's what I want. Last week's blog was, we had such a great response teaching you how to build a buyer's list, me and Jeff Jensen, really quick. So what I did this week, after I'm done here speaking in my car while I'm parked, I'm going to run a clip of the empowering conversation I had with Jeff and make it kind of a phase 2 of building a buyer's list. Now, these are just small little tidbits. These blogs, if I go over 5 minutes, they're kind of long. So I just want to make them as quick and concise as I can to get you out there taking action. But you know, we're heading towards the holidays. And before we get to that empowering conversation, I just want to tell you, try not to forget the things we're grateful for. You know, I feel blessed to have the life I have. I work really hard and it's paid off. And maybe from the outside it looks like, yeah, I have a charmed life. But you know, I went through a lot of stuff to get here. And sometimes I forget all the things I went through and I get caught up in business. Listen, we have hundreds of employees. We have thousands and thousands of students like you that I work on every day to make sure that we're delivering the right products, the right services, the right inspiration to get you started. And it's a busy, busy task. And sometimes I feel overwhelmed. It doesn't matter where you are in life, you feel overwhelmed. But I want to tell you, this morning I went to breakfast with my 3-year-old daughter and I was looking at her and I just realized if everything was taken away from me and I had to start from zero again, there's 2 things that are really important. I know about real estate and that would always get me back on my feet. But secondly, I have so much to be grateful for. Don't forget about what you're grateful for. Don't look at life as the good old days and always talking about how it was great yesterday, because tomorrow can be better for you. You can have a bigger future. Now, of course, I'm saying it's through real estate. But even if for some crazy reason real estate isn't for you, and I hope it is, but if it isn't, I want you to know that tomorrow can be better than yesterday, no matter how big yesterday was. Okay, that's it for today. I don't want to get too mushy here. I just had a really great breakfast with my daughter. I was gone for a couple days and she was just loving me up all through breakfast and telling me she loved me. And I realized if everything in my life was taken away and I had her, then life would be wonderful. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful week. We're heading towards the holidays. I hope you get your Christmas shopping done. I hope it's not too hectic for you. But remember, tomorrow can always be better than yesterday. Now I want to play that little clip here of my empowering conversation interview with Jeff Jensen and some more information on building a buyer's list. Talk to you soon. There's a lot of people watching right now that you know, profit from real estate right now is full of no money down techniques. You go to deangraziosi.com, full of no money down techniques. If you're in our Real Estate Success Academy, you work with people like Jeff, full of no money down techniques. But still, when I do a live event or I'm walking through an airport, people come up and go, Dean, I love your stuff, I love what you're doing, but can I really do it with no money? Like, it's almost like this, I think you're great, but is it, can you really do it, you know? So I just would love to, I really just want to go deep on what I would love when somebody gets off this DVD. When they're done watching this, they go, oh my God, I can do it, and here's what I'm doing first. So what would you like to say to that person?
Well, first off, they absolutely can do it, right? You and I were on a conference call probably 2 or 3 months ago, and we brought up 2 main points. One was they've got to be willing to learn, and they've got to be willing to go out and apply, right? So it really doesn't need to become more complicated than that right there. The funny thing is, we get more phone calls at the Success Academy on No Money Down than anything else, and you're right. All of the material is out there that people can use to go out and actually make money. Very next step really is determining which direction you want to go or what you want on the back end. Some people say, well, if I could get into a deal and come out with $3,000 or $5,000, $10,000, that'd be great. I could pay off some debt. I could get moving that way. Okay, so that's a good start. That would be more of a fast cash type strategy, right? Okay. The other would be, you know, I need to build up money for retirement. So a lot of it is you've got to start with the end in mind, that Covey concept. If I can start off by saying, what do I need now? Maybe I want to build up some wealth over a period of time, small increments of money, something like that, such as from rental properties, lease options, etc. Those are great directions to go. No money down, first off, just to be real broad, literally just means no money out of your pocket, right? Right. I don't have to come up with my own money from a savings account or 401k or something like that. But if I'm using a line of credit like you've already mentioned, that's a great direction to go if I have access to that. Right. A lot of people don't have access to that right now, right? They say, well, gee, you know, they call up on the phone, they say, well, I was going to try to get a home equity line of credit on my house. Do you think I can do that? I said, well, you're going to want to talk to a lender, but right now, this is what's going on in the financing world, right?
It's changed
the
completely.
odds of that happening isn't very good.
Right.
So now, no money down really means money that you don't have to go out and borrow unless it's some kind of hard money, private money deal.
Right.
Right.
So let's spend some time on
Yes.
the buyer's list.
Buyer's list is probably the most critical aspect and also the most fearful for a lot of people. They say, well, gee, I don't know, do I have to go convince people to buy houses? And I say, no. I mean, what are people doing right now with their money? They're not investing it in the stock market, right?
And as we're sitting here, we obviously with DeanGraziosi.com, we see the trends, we get the feedback. In literally the last 90 days, investor money's back in the market. Not 6 months ago, whenever you're watching this, it could be different, but literally right now, the investor money is coming back.
Yeah.
People are afraid of the stock market. The stock market's up here, and there's no reason the stock market should have gone up as high as it is. There's nothing, the unemployment's through the roof, so people are afraid to keep their money in the stock market. It's coming back into real estate.
In terms of these buyers, if they've got money to spend, they're going to spend it on real estate. They know they can get a good deal.
Right.
In almost every place throughout the entire country, you can get a great deal. And if you live in an area where you see, well, gee whiz, properties really haven't dropped that much here in our area, you can certainly invest out of your area or out of state. Right? No big deal. So first step, buyers. Now, the number one question is, where am I going to find these people at? And you think, okay, if I'm a real estate investor, where am I going? I'm going to investment groups and clubs, right? Who do I network with? All kinds of real estate professionals, such as real estate agents, attorneys, CPAs, handymen, subcontractors. So funny because when people say, gee, where am I going to get this list of buyers? About 2.5 months ago, I posted on the website a listing of 85 ways to find buyers.
Did you really?
So it's up there.
That's awesome.
It's sitting there, and people call and say, how am I going to do this? I say, go to the website, pull it up. It's right under the marketing section. It's super easy to use. Okay? So finding the buyer is the most critical element, because if you're not going to buy the property yourself, somebody has to,
somebody
right?
has to.
And if I go and tie up a property right now through an assignment deal or instant equity exchange or anything like that, I'm much more likely to lose the deal because I don't have that buyer. I just really sincerely want people to understand that you really can do it. It's not just for a select group. This is not specialized material. We haven't talked about anything during this hour conversation that people cannot get out and actually do. Every single person watching this could do it. And so don't think, well, that's for somebody else. That's for this guy over here. And, it takes specialized. No, we've talked about such simple concepts. Keep it simple. Don't overly complicate it, right? Which happens so often. And act now.